Hey everyone, this is the Year 2 LEGO NEXO Knights Accessory Set. Comes with 3 figures and some stuff to go with them. Let me get this opened and take a closer look at what's really inside. Well, as it turns out, all of the accessories go onto the figures simultaneously, so there's no extra stuff left over. Let's look at these figures one by one. This guy has the most stuff, including a full NEXO power that is scannable, that is flash cannon. I like the inclusion of the spear tip, the newer 2017 spear tip piece, which is placed just directly into a hollow stud in gray on top of an antenna piece, also in trans neon reddish orange or orangish red, as is the armor piece, the main armor piece that goes around him, onto the back of which is attached a 2x2 round jumper to allow the attachment of a crossbow. So this guy just has all kinds of stuff on at the same time. I need to actually take some of this off to let you see the detail a little bit better. First of all, let me just take these 2 accessories off so you can see just him with his armor. That looks pretty good right there, but check this out. That's a pretty cool face. He looks confident, and he's got the targeting reticle over one eye with the whole full face visor that's over him, and he does not have an alternate face to go with this one. Let me take off that armor now. And there's the back of the torso, which is printed up very nicely, very much shades of Galaxy Squad, in my opinion, but a little bit better. I really like that. I would like to see more of that kind of look, that particular print that they've placed on there. And it continues on to the front. I like the dots that go behind there. And also the inclusion of just the smaller lines, the thinner lines of the medium azure down along the sides and in the legs as well. I like this, just overall. Here's the second most outfitted dude out of the 3. He has an axe, kind of a pole axe, and an attachment on the back to hold on to a sword, so he also gets an alternate weapon. He's using the exact same armor piece and the same prints for the torso and the hips and the legs. However, this one has a very different face, very different. Because underneath there and behind the orange visor, it is Tom Selleck. Absolutely. Well, either Tom Selleck or an early Man-at-Arms from He-Man Masters of the Universe. One of the two. I think it's Tom Selleck actually, though, which is interesting to see. You know, whatever happened to him, where he's gone. He's out fighting in NEXO Knights as just a regular dude, just a regular, you know, everyday soldier, not even getting much screen time or anything. So that's cool to see. And again, it does have the exact same print, so there's nothing else to see there and no alternate face for this one. This last guy has the least stuff, just a helmet and a little plume coming off the top and a long sword. Nothing else accessory wise, and like I said, nothing else is included in the set beyond what you see on these figures. This one does use a different print for the torso and for the legs, but it uses the same print for the hips, just on a different color compared to the other two. See, they've swapped around the blue and the gray and the medium azure. Notice that this guy has medium azure hands. That's nice to get, not the most common of colors for hands. And I very much like the print on the back of this torso. Works really well against the gray. Just continues around kind of the sides out to the shoulder blades, if you will. That's a nice look. I don't like the print on the front of this one as much as the prints that the other two got, but that's just personal opinion. And then as for the face, that's a pretty good face as well. You know, he looks a little bit older, a little bit more experienced. You know, he's more of a veteran than the standard unit. Once again, no alternate face here, but this one, yeah, it's pretty good and definitely adds a lot to just the variance if you put out a whole lot of these basic troops on a battlefield. And that's just it for this accessory pack. Let me know what you think of the set on the whole, and if you have a favorite figure out of these 3 and or a favorite specific piece or print from what you've seen here. They have reduced all of these accessory packs down to just 3 figures consistently. Previously, they were doing 4. I think at one point they may have done 5, but certainly the most recent ones were 4 across the different themes. And this just brings the overall price down, which I think is important because this is intended to be more of an impulse buy sort of item. Certainly, some collectors and completionists will be wanting stuff like this, but I think it's mostly for younger kids and folks and parents who are on smaller budgets, who just want to be able to get some additional figures without paying too much. This does bring the overall price per figure up slightly compared to where it was before, which was already feeling a little bit high to me personally, but I think that just the overall price point makes it reasonable to think about getting something like this just to bump up your troops on the whole. So that's it for my thoughts. Looking forward to hearing what you think, and I'll be talking to you again soon.